We are going to be talking about Judah's path, America's path. We need God in our country. We need to turn back to God in our country. We'll talk about that next time as we plan to share together. I asked for you a while ago, how many of you have seen on Facebook and been watching this Relay Across America? Have you seen that? It's amazing. Two young men, I think it was two young men, no more, had decided that they wanted to do a run across America carrying the flag for unity, to unite America. 3,016 miles. They ran, a lot of people, 24 hours a day, and all the way across America. They arrived in Washington, D.C. yesterday morning. They started out, they had no sponsors, they had no money, didn't have anything. But by the time they went from one city to another one, there's more people, one state into another state, there's more people, and there was hundreds of people ran with them into Washington, D.C. yesterday. It was amazing that the more they went, the more they united. That was their goal. The more they ran, the more they united. And there were some little towns that they would even be out in the middle of the night cheering these guys on, hand them money, hand them food, hand them water. And then they had whole families that was running together. It was pretty interesting. Shauna got started on that, and she kept me up on it, kept telling me about every day what was happening, and just a couple of young men say we need to unite our country. And so maybe you can look it up and see some of the things they did. But today we're going to be talking about America and thinking about 250 years. That's pretty amazing when you think about all the things that they did. Men who paid freedom's price. Our nation's founding fathers knew how to count the cost of liberty. On July the 4th, 1776, there was signed in the city of Philadelphia one of America's most historic documents, the Declaration of Independence. It marked the birth of this nation, which under God, that's important, because it was under God, was destined to world leadership. We often forget that in declaring independence from an earthly power, our forefathers made a forthright declaration of dependence on Almighty God. The closing words of the document solemnly declares, with firm reliance on the protection of divine providence, we mutually pledge to each other our lives, our fortune, and our sacred honor. The 56 courageous men who signed the Declaration of Independence, that was not just high-sounding rhetoric. They knew that if they succeeded, the best they could expect would be years of hardship in a struggling new nation. If they lost, they would face the hangman's noose as traitors. Of the 56, few were long to survive. 5 died, 5 were captured by the British, tortured before they died. 12 had their homes from Rhode Island to Charleston sacked, looted, occupied by the enemy, or burned. 2 lost their sons in the army. 2 had sons captured. 9 of the 56 died of the war, either from its hardships or its bullets. Whatever idea you may have had about these men who met on a hot summer in Philadelphia, it is important that we remember certain facts about the men who made this pledge. They were not poor men. They were, or wide-eyed patriots. They were men of means, rich men. Most of them who even enjoyed the ease and luxury in their personal lives. Not hungry men, but prosperous men. Wealthy landowners, secure in their prosperity and respected in their communities. But they considered liberty much more important than security, the security they enjoyed. They pledged their lives, their fortune, and their sacred honor. They fulfilled their pledge. They paid the price, and freedom was won. Someone said to be born free is a privilege. To die free is an awesome responsibility. Yet freedom is never free. It always is purchased at great cost. Little did John Adams know how much significance his words would be when he spoke to his wife Abigail on the passing of the Declaration of Independence. I am well aware of the toil, the blood, the treasure that it will cost to maintain this declaration and support and defend these states. Yet through all the gloom, I can see a ray of light and glory. I can see that the end is worth more than the means. To those who sacrificed for our freedom, the end was worth more than the painful means. Where would we who live in this country as citizens of the United States of America, where would we be today if there had not been those who counted the cost of freedom and was willing to pay for it? Where will we be tomorrow if men and women of integrity do not stand up, come forward even today, and pay the price of freedom to reclaim America? America. I say I love America. You say you love America, because this is our homeland. And so America, 250 years. Pretty incredible. But from Psalm 33, beginning with verse 12, 33, beginning with verse 12, blessed is the nation whose God is the Lord, the people he chose for his inheritance. From heaven, the Lord looks down and sees all mankind. From his dwelling place, he watches all who live on earth. He who forms the hearts of all, who considers everything they do. No king is saved by the size of his army. No warrior escapes by his great strength. A horse is a vain hope for deliverance despite its great strength. It cannot save. But the eyes of the Lord are on those who fear him, on those whose hope is in his unfailing love, to deliver them from death and keep them alive in famine. We wait in hope for the Lord. He is our help and our shield. In him our hearts rejoice, for we trust in his holy name. May your unfailing love rest upon us, O Lord, even as we put our hope in you. America. Now those words about one nation, or blessed is the nation, was also written by David in Psalm 144.